idea what the actual motivation is for that fight's not competitive at all.
Well, it's a dangerous fight.
Yeah.
Because Joshua's going to try to make an example out of him, for sure.
And will.
I mean, I think Joshua's one of the biggest one-punch KO artists.
I'm going to break his body up. I'm going to stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality. And I know what's in my heart. I know what's in my mind. And I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do that until I finish fighting, no matter who it is.
This is probably the worst mistake of his career. Even in the poster, you can see this is a David and Goliath story here. I mean, there's times where I thought Jake is a cruiserweight. There's times where I thought even he could be a light heavyweight. And now he's stepping in with one of the most chiseled, bona fide heavyweights in the world right now in Anthony Joshua. I'm about to break the internet over Jake Paul's face. I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but it sounds fucking demented, terrifying. And speaking of the insanity of this thing, here is what the first line is. Jake as a plus 800. I have a feeling that's going to shift even more toward AJ. AJ's the 18-wheeler going 90 down the straightaway, and Jake is in a golf cart going 10 miles an hour, headed right back at the 18-wheeler. It's going to be freaking destruction. Look at the reach. He's got a 6-inch reach on Jake. And trust me, the Chloe concept has told me the 6 inches is more than...
Anthony Joshua has knocked out world-class heavyweights with a single punch. And now Jake Paul, who is, at best, a cruiserweight, is preparing to step into the ring with a man who weighed 250 pounds in his last fight and knocked out Francis Ngannou. Joe Rogan didn't sugarcoat it. There is no world in which this matchup is safe. Jake Paul stands 6 feet 1 inch and typically weighs between 200 and 210 pounds. And almost all of his previous opponents have been MMA fighters, retired champions, older boxers, or men who were naturally smaller than him, making the jump to an elite. Full-sized heavyweight like Joshua, an entirely different and potentially dangerous reality.
If I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the fuck is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there, it still wouldn't go past a minute. To be quite honest with you, and as a safety aspect, there's no way that fight can go ahead. At the end of the day, my God, how good does it make me look? He gets beat by Jake Paul. Well, that automatically makes me 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, doesn't it? There's no proper way. I've got to laugh about it. How are we even talking about this? He got his nut boxed off by me a little over 2 years ago, and now all of a sudden he's talking about fighting Anthony Joshua. It's like, come on, like you can't be serious. He can't beat me. I'm not Anthony Joshua, am I? So
Anthony Joshua stands 6'6", giving him a major height and reach advantage, along with true heavyweight knockout power. Even with a 245-pound limit, the size gap between him and Jake Paul remains massive in View 2. This isn't just Jake moving up a weight class, he's stepping into an entirely different league of fighter.
So we've got Anthony Joshua, AJ, you get me? What a legend. And we've got Jake Paul, and he's a legend as well. Now, AJ is facing a lot of backlash because he's fighting Jake Paul. Understand, man. It's like football, you get me? You play for Barcelona, when you get older, you start going down a bit, and then everything is about money. Yes? Run it up. Now, everyone wants to see the Tyson Fury against AJ fight. We've been seeing it, but we've seen Alexander Usyk. He's been doing our guys wrong. He's been just winning. He's been in the way. So my take on this is it's dangerous for Jake Paul. You get me? A lot of people, Eddie Hearn, Dana White. I just done a full YouTube anyway. Just watch the full YouTube because, you know, there's a lot of people that's reacted to it. You get me? So full YouTube out now.
Doctors are already questioning how a commission even approved this fight. And experts like David Hay and Ariel Helwani have warned it's extremely dangerous. Rogan stressed that size, weight, and power matter, especially when you're dealing with a world-class heavyweight champion. Jake may have punching power, but cruiserweight power doesn't compare to a man trained to knock out giants. Rogan even referenced Anthony Joshua's terrifying knockout of Francis Ngannou. Ngannou went completely motionless, and doctors rushed into the ring, reminding everyone just how unforgiving boxing can be, even for a heavy...
First of all, kudos to Jake Paul. The cojones this motherfucker has, from a Disney kid to YouTube he can fight anyone, get views, and make fucking money. This crazy wild boy sends out the bat signal, the British bat signal for Anthony motherfucking Joshua. You know how crazy that is? Now, say this. I don't think any of Jake Paul's fights are fixed in any capacity. At all. Not even close. I don't get down that narrative. I will say this, though. My spidey senses will go off if Anthony Joshua doesn't absolutely...
Ngannou went down that easily. What could happen to Jake Paul? The reality is, Jake truly believes he can win. He just headlined Netflix's most watched boxing event. He feels unstoppable, and the payday is enormous. Taking on the impossible is part of his brand, a career built on shocking the world. But Anthony Joshua isn't Ben Askren, Nate Diaz, or Tyron Woodley, and he definitely isn't a 58-year-old Mike Tyson.
Quite special because he stopped me. He did what Tyson Fury couldn't done, you know. And you know, he wasn't my day, and he's just.
This is a fully active, two-time heavyweight champion who's motivated and has plenty to prove. And Rogan believes Jake has let the hype blind him to just how dangerous that reality is.
And to him, mate, Anthony hasn't boxed for a year and a half. Mate, Anthony got dropped in his last fight. Anthony's head's all over the place. He's gone. So listen, fair fucking play. If he steps up and fights AJ, I will be the first to hold my hands up and go, fair fucking play. He'd have to be crazy to do it. He would have to be crazy to do it. Jake Paul's never really fought anyone major. Like, you know, when's he going to step up and fight a real fighter? I mean, this would definitely be one way to kill that narrative, but it would be a dangerous one. If we're offered it, and the money that I know is inevitable in a fight like that, it would be very difficult for us to turn it down. And I know some people will find a reason to not like it and moan, but I'm just going to give it to you straight always. We were going to have a run out this year in an 8-rounder against someone in the top, I don't know, 120 on BoxRec that you've never heard of. We could have a run out against Jake Paul, end him in boxing forever, get rid of this whole little silly thing, and make about 50 or 60x in the process. How can you turn it down? So if it's real, there is a chance. Jake's won fights that I didn't think he'd win. And Jake has got a lot better over the last couple of years. He ain't in Anthony Joshua's league, that's for sure. The only way this fight happens, if it's a fight, it's a sanctioned fight. I mean, ultimately, it's a cruiserweight stepping up to fight heavyweight. I mean, previously, what did you have? You had a lightweight fighting a cruiserweight, but that was an exhibition. This is no exhibition. This is the 10-ounce big boys, and this is a real fight. We've already really got our plans with Turki Al-Sheikh for 2026, which is ultimately to fight Tyson Fury, but also to have another fight in February. We got the phone call to say, look, obviously Gervonta's out. Would you be interested in December? And the only other options we had for December was to do an 8-rounder on a card somewhere, which I didn't even know was going to happen. So I said to Nikisa, if you're truthful about this, which he assures me Jake is, then it could happen. So let's live in the real world, yeah? And let's just, everybody stay calm and make logical business decisions. What would you do, right? And please don't give me the, yes, but you have to think about the legacy here. You can't eat legacy, and legacy is so important. By the way, he's an Olympic gold medalist, a 2-time world heavyweight champion. The legacy's okay. I wouldn't let him not take this fight. I would push him in the ring to take this fight. So if you want to blame someone, blame me. Just relax. One, I don't even know if it's going to happen. Two, if it does, just relax. Enjoy us going in there for boxing and sticking one on his chin. We'll go back, we'll fight Tyson Fury, etc. So just relax. But how can you say no?
Rogan's most pointed criticism was that the commission should seriously reconsider approving this fight. He repeatedly emphasized safety, explaining that boxing authorities normally never sanction matchups with such extreme differences in size, power, and experience. But Jake Paul isn't a typical fighter. His star power and the money involved,
knocking this guy out, becoming the CEO of Matchroom Boxing, and changing the plans. And it's going to be me versus Tyson Fury next year. And this is going to be fun. I want him to cut me up. I want him to break my face. But guess what? He's going to have to kill me to stop me. And I'm ready to die. Seriously ready to die in the ring to win this fight.
Seriously ready to die. Seriously ready to die.
We're all
involved. Change the rules. Rogan made it clear that if anyone else with Jake's record tried this, the fight wouldn't even be considered. Jake is stepping into true heavyweight territory, where the line between sport and real danger becomes razor thin.
I like the challenge. People, that's the criticism. Fight someone in their prime who's a beast. I think people just want to see me lose. That's really what the message is behind it all. And Anthony Joshua is an insane fight, but I want that challenge. We've been DMing back and forth. He wants to make it happen. He called me up and is looking.
Not long ago, Jake was preparing to fight Gervonta Davisa, lightweight nearly 100 pounds smaller than him.
Represents everything that's wrong with boxing, unprofessionalism, and he's getting what he's reaping what he sows. But I hate working with people like that. He stands everyone up, film proves everything, doesn't do any promotion, doesn't do any posts, but it is what it is. I'm actually glad it's all.
With Tank Davis suddenly sidelined by legal issues, the fight was officially canceled. Jake Paul, unwilling to lose momentum immediately, began searching for a new opponent to step into the ring and keep his streak alive.
Percent respect to Jake Paul, but that's a dangerous fight for him. He probably gets knocked out, and I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not saying nothing bad, but Anthony Joshua is Anthony Joshua. He's multiple-time champion, Olympic gold medalist. You know what I mean? The last time somebody has stepped in the ring with him that didn't have that much boxing experience was Ngannou, and you seen what happened to him. Yeah. But big respects to Jake Paul. It's gonna be a good card. It's a big fight. And it's a good fight, man. I give 100% respect to Jake Paul for even.
He didn't just move up a weight class and wait for an easy matchup. He launched himself into an entirely different universe of competition.